I was kind of thinking that this was part of that road closure project that you did. And really, one of the best things I've seen in a long time. You'll notice how this is extremely steep in the first part of this gorge, which is what I think makes this really important for protection. It's rugged, and a lot of things happen in that ruggedness, and definitely visually awesome. I see some erosion that's being caused by that stuff up there. It's just wrong. You can see the power lines way up there. If it were me, they'd run along the south border a little bit farther and then hit the side of the peak on the east side of 79, and then you'd avoid this whole thing. As long as they're doing it. As long as they want to change both the poles and the conductor, then why not? It's just like a park down in there. And there's a boulder field that, if you do it right, you can get through it. You can also get pretty tangled up. And then after that, it's a lot of river and a couple of real tight places and a lot of memories too. We used to do this quite a bit, but it's been a long time now. Because certain areas sort of get a focus and you'll go to them for a dozen times and then not see them for years. And this is one of them. So does that mean I'm coming back here soon? I don't know. It kind of goes that way, but I hadn't planned to. It just might happen, though. I'd really been planning to come here a long time. It was like the one thing I thought was a no-brainer. If we had the road closure, I thought we were done. It's like the San Diego River was the only wilderness that was never a wilderness, and it just made perfect sense, and it had an incredible amount of support. I mean, it has more support than anything. And it's got an entire state agency behind it. So it just didn't even occur to me that we would have to make another little trip like this. So we need some communication as to what you're thinking and what the alternatives are, and a way to do that kind of smoothly, quickly. Just review. Maybe it makes good sense. I don't know. I know there's things happening up above that I don't particularly like, and I think Joan weighed in well to say that they need a significant buffer zone off the edge of the gorge. You can look way on down there, you can see some cliffs. If I can get this thing to come in. And there's some amazing stuff up there. I think that could be parts of, come on, focus. Well, it doesn't want to. All right. Well, it's like everybody's prized secret camping spot. It couldn't be better. I've never been able to camp here, but I can't say I didn't always wanted to. It's beautiful. These big rocks over here with all the moss on them and the huge trees. We scrambled all over those one day for about 3 hours looking for my former housemate's glasses that he left. I've been back once since then. It seems like I lost something here too. So careful. It gives and it takes. But it's beautiful. It's incredible. It's like the whole river bottom is lined with these huge trees. And it's basically, you're looking at a time capsule. A little bit of water, not a lot. The San Diego River doesn't get as much water as Cedar Gorge. I don't know why that is, but we could sure use a little deluge. It was greeted with a whole bunch of hail earlier. I don't know how to do this monster justice. It's huge, and that it's still here after the 2 fires, or I guess it's only been one here. It's a small miracle. So there's this little circle, and everybody thought that it stopped here. And then Senator Boxer, right before she proposed her wilderness bill, had seen on the map the road that continued on to the brink of the San Diego, the 100-foot waterfall about a mile and a half downstream. And she sent us out here. That's how we lost the glasses. And we looked at the map very carefully and found that the cut continued this way. Now you couldn't see this, but after the cedar fire, it was more obvious. And we came out and we could tell where it had been cut back in the olden days. I presume probably some kind of mining and maybe cattle, I don't know. This is that side stream coming through. A little too much silt for comfort, but who knows. And then this was a lot more overgrown, and it looks like somebody has come in here and cut and laid down. Maybe it would make sense that this could be a fire break. That would dignify it, and it's kind of like that has happened, or else somebody has graded it open and then somebody else came back and did a little restore work. Sort of looks like it. We were able to tell, and it places on up after it crossed the creek. We were on hands and knees finding the road cut, finding the road. It was so gone, which was good news. And now, after the fire, it's not particularly gone. Maybe it is. Maybe there was enough erosion to sort of finalize that one, although I don't think so. It takes things a long time to recover here. Unlike back east, when the grass grows 6-8 inches in a week, here it's a long time. Kind of like going home here. I haven't been here in so long, but this is very cool. It's very exciting to be here. All said and done. Ordinarily, I'd be probably down in the water if there was water. I know that Carl Johnson has led hikes here where they were wading waist deep the whole time. But this is really a long way down the gorge to be needing to make adjustments. This is what we really came to see. So far, it is contiguous, unspoiled, unimpacted in the recent years, plural. I see no reason whatsoever that your wilderness boundary should be over that cliff and then some, quite a bit, in line with the rest of it. And from here you can look and see how this thing cascades pretty sharply there at first. There is a way, fear not. The camera doesn't want to, I may have to start and stop it here, but you get the idea. I better make tracks so I can get the rest of this. I point out I'm seeing lots of cows here. This never was here before, and they're not good for the environment in a wilderness situation. Maybe up there on that great big huge open meadow up there by San Isabel, but here this should be stopped and this should be a priority. I'll come out here with you and help you build the gate. You know I'd do it on my own. Just say yes. Come on, it would be easy. I know you guys don't want this out here. We've been 10 years doing this, and they don't need to be here. They're just trying to get to the water and do their thing, and that's what cows do. But we are now 1.5 miles, 2 miles down into the gorge. They should not be here, and all you need is a gate. If you need a steward to come out here and watch that gate and monitor it, you got one, but I need the communication. Let me know this is an issue. You guys fly this stuff. You see stuff. You're not talking to us. You need a little communication newsletter or something. I don't know what, but something, a vehicle. Friends of the middle forest here or something. I don't know, the new thing. this has been affected badly. Somebody has whomped in here. I really don't see how this could have... Maybe they were afraid and they decided to whack it open. Or somebody's been in here grading and it's been a while and you guys did something in your road closure. I kind of thought you were. So hopefully sooner than later, and I guess you did. I hope so, because I can tell you right now, this was nothing like this before. And I had Camille and Jeffrey and several people who were part of the original Wild Heritage group. We even came in here with a videographer, a pretty good one. I never got to see the tape. I'd love to have that. I'd love to see it up on YouTube, because we did a really cool one. And if you look on, let's see, it's the Cedar Fire video that I put out there on YouTube, and Friends of the Forest. Did I do that one for here? I don't know if I put it up or not. There's some pictures from that trip, and they're very funny. They're very cool. You got everybody like falling asleep because they're so tired, but they're in the middle of the wilderness, and they even staged one photograph where all the girls were putting on their makeup just to be funny, and I think you'll see that in there. It was like 15 years ago. So this shouldn't be, and the cows have found it, and they're kind of tromping it down some more. And I know that there was some effort here. So I think it needs to be encouraged, and I think it'll all come back. This thing crosses the stream down here, goes into a park down there. By that I mean something that looks like a park, but it's really natural. And it was actually a village, and there's a huge Mortero over there, and then this old rickety road continues up to that low saddle and then slopes back down to the 100-foot waterfall. However, it's so overgrown now that it's probably easier to stay right where you are. I don't know. It's been burned, and I haven't checked it since the Cedar Fire, so like I said, it's been a long time. I think it's kind of going home. Okay, so we are in the spot where this is the ravine that was picked out and made to know that they were going to be easier to manage. And I'm sorry, Mr. Fredrickson, you know, I love you like family. You're like my own kid, because you're probably younger than he is. But this is not making sense. Now, way up there are some farms and stuff, but on this edge, I know they have like this little trail or something that is on the topo but not visible anymore. I see nothing. This is it. This is what we came to see. There's no reason to be doing that here. We're 2 miles down the road, maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles. We got 8 more to go down there. Daily Flat's up there, and that's disconcerting because I know there's a lot of pressure and politics on that one, but I thought we had taken care of that and had the win-win, sort of, kind of, at least to the Forest Service's satisfaction. So, I don't get it. What's this about? This is nothing. This is rugged. This is a dry waterfall that when we have a deluge, it's going to be gorgeous. And other than that, if I were going to try to get in this canyon, this is not the way. Unless you had your ranch was sitting right up there. That little trickle of water goes a long way. I was looking at it on the topo map for hours the other night. That's why I wrote you at 4 a.m. Just trying to get the lay of the land, connect the dots, and it wasn't happening. You know, maybe I'm not seeing a road that is there. Oh my God. There is a fox and he has dinner. He's very cool. I don't know if you can see him. He apparently does not see me. Oh well. Nature. We are in it. This is a wilderness. I'm vulnerable. The San Diego River Gorge has been always, you know, up to the edge. And then you're down. Once you're down in here, you're away from it all. And before it burned was probably even more away from it all. It looks like there's a few things coming back here. That's a good idea. Maybe send somebody in here to restore, and that's just like what happens. Because stuff like that's laying across here, like somebody opened it and you said, no, good for you. So let's keep it that way. It's a cumulative impact. They happen, and they get identified, and they recover. And in identifying them, you allow for them to come back and not add to them, which I think you should do. And I don't know what maybe you thought that having this like this was not wilderness, but it will be again, because you've made the right, decision. We're done. It's good. You're my heroes. So, what's the last minute change of plans? It's like something I would do, but honestly, I think I need to check the white balance. Alright, let me kind of like come in a little bit, so if there's anything we're not seeing up there that... This is real close to my face, and I'm an old lady, so I can't see the screen anyway. But we're going to see this in a few days. You stop me when we get to the part that's a problem, because I don't see it. It's just not. You saw it on a topo with a lot of gashes in it, but I can tell you right now, everything down here is just as innocuous as ever. And we could walk the rim up there and see if there's something that needs to be shored up. I am for pulling this back. And if you like straight lines, let's pull a straight line on back up to that ridge line at least, bare minimum. If that's the only thing. You got something else cooking, you need to tell me. I think you would have good intentions. You're not a person that would be sneaking the bad intentions on me. It's just... all I can go on is what I'm seeing, and there's like no reason to do this, so I've got to go, huh? Now what you do have is cows. They have made a trail, very characteristic of cows. You know, the way cows look. They're little tuffets in the soil, but not a person trail, not an off-road trail. I think that's a situation that can be reversed and managed. We're doing it all over the place. If there's a local owner up here that needs to have a conversation, then let's go do it. I'm trying to get up enough to see what else you might have seen if you've actually been here. Maybe. I think you in particular is a real good possibility. But this isn't even a trail that would cause attention. There's little hunting trails everywhere. And there's nothing more than that. All I'm seeing is a little rock line in a place where cows came down here and were probably very confused and very sorry they had to go back, and so am I. But nothing else. Sorry for the funny jerky video that goes on forever and ever, but you know, it's a last minute surprise, and I'm trying to do what I can to document that this is odd, and we'll have something to talk about. You probably didn't expect that reaction. Anyway, so part and parcel, I suppose. Alright, Alright, I'm kind of sort of getting how Will thinks here, but I could be completely wrong. these cows are going up there and a landowner is letting them, which is already irresponsible, but they've gone years and years being allowed to do that. That is not a reason to let them go years and years more. It was a different time, a different management, a different way of thinking, and we have heroes for forest managers now who are going to find a really nice way to tell these people that the end has come, because this is worthy of wilderness protection. And I want to point out one more thing about the area that I'm on. This is basically a seep that should have native grasses, and it's kind of open like it is going through these rocks. We've seen this in a lot of places, but it's very fragile. Cows should not be tromping this down. We had a dry here. We're going to have another one. And the owner up there needs to accommodate his animals. But I know what happens when it starts to rain here, and they've allowed the cows to come in here and do things otherwise environmentally, especially in an area like this. This shouldn't be happening. And you're a nice person, and I don't know what happened that made you want to try to work with somebody to this extent, because you're a lands officer or something. I don't know. I kind of think someone may have taken a little advantage of you, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is the same people that wanted to put the power line on all the private property. I hope you were as shocked as I was, that guy. But this is an area that should have native grasses growing in it, and thanks to these cows, it doesn't. And really and truly, in a perfect world, this guy should be fined for allowing this to happen. But you could use that card to get him to not let it happen anymore, or they will be. It's wrong. And this isn't, it's not even just wilderness. If you're going to make this backcountry unroaded, it's still not okay. This is not a grazing area, and it wouldn't be suitable for grazing. Up above you have a grazing area. You got McCoy Ranch where there's a grazing allotment. Those all have their place. You could argue about them, but they have their place. They're here on the edge of this stream in an area that should be extremely, extremely native. And this was. And they've let this happen. They let it happen after the cedar fire, I imagine, when the cows could get in here. And it's really incumbent on them to do something about it. You can tell them they have, 90 days to put up a fence. Whatever. I don't know how those things go down. That's kind of where I'm thinking. I think that would be extremely reasonable. Yeah, somebody's kind of cut through there, but I think it's a cow. I don't see it looking like people. They must be pretty good. If you stop this now, you will see it go back. But I'm telling you, this has got some signs. It's got some signs of non-native vegetation that shouldn't be here, wasn't here before, and some signs of some native things that are struggling because cows have been tromping all over them, and they did not used to. And that was 10 years ago. And that is a cumulative impact to anything they're trying to do. I hope I found the source of this, and this is the only contention, and we can talk about it. It gives us something to work from. We should not be marginalizing here. It's their turn. This was the no-brainer, and I think you have a huge amount of public support. These people don't have to quit grazing. There's a place for their cows. They just got loose down here, and they got negligent. That's all. Don't make a big deal. Just tell them no. All right, that's enough out of me. We will see you soon. I will leave you with this thought from the San Diego River Gorge. There's a song that I learned in Girl Scouts or something. Actually, I think I learned it from my sister and all my dad's students. It's like the only song I ever learned to play on a guitar. And I can actually pick this thing. And I never picked it up again. But the words are, cows are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow, must learn to fly.